All right, buckle up, everybody, because today we are going deep,
Oh, yeah.
deep into some seriously mind-bending stuff.
I'm excited.
Quantum consciousness
All right.
and the law of one.
We're going to blend some physics
Yeah, we're talking cutting-edge physics
with some.
with channeled spiritual teachings.
Yeah, we've got excerpts from academic papers about quantum consciousness and selections from
Of one?
a book that claims to be a conversation with an
It's
extraterrestrial intelligence.
that they call Ra.
It's a pretty wild combo, right?
It's a fascinating juxtaposition, for sure.
You've got like this rigorous world of quantum physics trying to figure out the universe at the tiniest level.
Yeah, and then you have these messages, like, beamed in from who knows where, giving us a whole cosmic perspective on, like, consciousness, evolution, the interconnectedness of it all.
And what's really cool is they seem to be,
They're kind of pointing in the same direction.
yeah, I mean,
Let's start with quantum physics.
okay.
Been around for a while.
It has
But it still feels like we're just scratching the surface, you know?
totally
It's like this like quantum enigma
yeah.
that keeps popping up
Keeps showing up.
and showing us that our everyday experience, like just walking around, bumping into things,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't match up at all with what's happening at the subatomic level.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
take the concept of superposition.
Oh, yeah.
Quantum physics tells us a single particle can exude in multiple states.
At the same time.
Yeah, at the same time.
It's not until we observe it or measure it
Yeah.
that it collapses into a single state.
Collapses into a single state. Yeah.
So that brings up some pretty serious questions about the role of consciousness, right?
Huge.
In shaping reality.
Like, are we saying our minds are literally influencing the behavior of subatomic particles?
Yeah, I mean, are we talking mind over matter here?
Well, some physicists think so.
Seriously?
Yeah. Like Niels Bohr.
Oh, wow. One of the pioneers.
Yeah, he was like one of the founders of quantum theory. And he argued the observer is like a crucial part of the quantum experiment.
Hmm.
And then you've got physicist Henry Stapp.
Okay.
He's built on that idea.
Okay.
And he's proposing a model where consciousness actually has a causal role in collapsing the wave function.
So we're not just talking about some fringe theory here.
No.
We're talking about, like, big names.
Legit scientists.
Taking this seriously.
Absolutely.
And this is where the law of one comes in, right?
Right.
With this perspective that's surprisingly, like you said, resonant with these quantum concepts.
Like the central message of the law of one
Yeah.
is that all is one.
Mm.
That like every being and everything in the universe is ultimately just a
Like a manifestation.
manifestation of a single unified consciousness.
So instead of seeing ourselves as like separate individuals,
Right.
we're actually part of this vast, like, interconnected web.
Yeah, and it's almost like how quantum entanglement shows that particles can be linked across vast distances
And they're like influencing each other.
instantly,
Yeah.
like no matter how far apart they are.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And the law of one is saying,
Takes it further, takes that idea further.
takes it further.
Suggesting our thoughts, feelings, and actions.
All have a ripple effect,
Ripple effect.
extending through this web of consciousness.
Yeah.
So we're not just influencing our own reality.
No.
We're literally
Yeah.
like
Co-creating
the universe.
with every choice.
Every choice.
Powerful, right.
It's a powerful thought.
It challenges that traditional like wall we put between science and spirituality.
Yeah.
They both point towards a reality where consciousness
Right.
isn't just observing,
Yeah.
but actively participating
Wow.
in shaping the universe.
Okay, my mind is officially blown.
And we're just getting started.
Yeah, we are. All right, so we've kind of laid the groundwork here.
Yeah.
Quantum consciousness and the law of one both suggest
Suggest that.
consciousness is like a fundamental force
Fundamental.
in the universe.
Yeah.
But how does that actually play out in, like, our lives? You know, what does it mean for us?
Well, one of the coolest places where these two paths kind of converge is this concept of love.
Okay, but we're not talking like romantic love, right?
Right.
Or even like love for your family.
No. It's much
It's got to be something deeper.
deeper, yeah.
Uh-huh.
In the law of one,
Yeah.
Ra describes love as like the building block of light.
Well,
The fundamental energy that binds the universe together.
so it's not just a feeling.
No, it's the fabric of creation.
Wow.
Yeah. And in quantum consciousness, there's this idea that like love or maybe a deeper sense of interconnectedness
Yeah.
could be the key to understanding stuff like quantum entanglement.
So it's like an underlying field connecting everything.
And love, or the sense of unity, is like the driving force.
It's pretty wild.
And that brings us to another point both sources talk about.
Free will. Oh, okay. So if we're all part of this interconnected web, how does free will fit in? Like, are we really making choices, or is it all predetermined?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
The law of one is very clear that free will is, essential.
Okay.
Roth says the Creator, in its infinite wisdom, gave each being the power to choose its path.
So we have a choice.
Yes.
But wait, the law of one also talks about this harvest thing.
Right.
Where souls graduate to higher densities, like levels of consciousness,
Yeah.
based on their spiritual evolution.
Right. So doesn't that imply some kind of predetermined outcome?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
So that's where it gets really interesting, right? The harvest isn't so much a fixed event as an opportunity for souls to align with their chosen polarities, service to others or service to self.
Okay.
And it's our choices, made through free will, that determine which path we end up on.
So we're not just along for the ride.
We're not.
We're actually steering the ship.
We're navigating our spiritual evolution.
With every choice we make.
Every single one.
Wow, that's...
profound.
It is profound.
Because if our choices really do impact the universe,
Yeah.
even small acts of kindness, compassion, understanding.
And contribute to a more, harmonious reality.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like we're each holding a paintbrush.
Adding our own strokes to the grand tapestry of the universe.
With every thought, feeling, action.
Yeah, exactly. And this brings us to a really fascinating idea from the law of one. Wanderers. Wanderers, yeah.
What is that, like space nomads?
Not quite.
Say.
According to the law of one, wanderers are souls who are from higher densities.
So, more evolved.
Or evolved realms of consciousness, yeah.
And they choose to come to Earth.
To help raise the planet's vibration.
So, cosmic volunteers.
Yeah, kind of like that. Coming to help during this, critical point in our evolution.
Okay, but wouldn't coming to Earth with all its,
density.
Yeah, wouldn't that be like a step down for these evolved beings?
You'd think so, right?
Yeah.
Well, the law of one says wanderers keep a memory, even if it's faint,
Okay.
of the unity and love they experienced in those higher densities.
And that's what motivates them to come here.
It's this yearning for wholeness, for the reintegration of everything that drives them to be beacons of light in denser realms.
So they're here to remind us of our own, forgotten divinity.
Exactly.
To help us remember, we're not just these separate individuals, but interconnected beings capable of
incredible love
and compassion.
It brings us back to the heart of it all. Both quantum consciousness and the law of one are saying we're part of something so much bigger than ourselves.
And our choices,
driven by love and compassion,
can actually make a difference
in the evolution of consciousness.
Not just on Earth, but maybe
potentially
throughout the cosmos.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm starting to get how these different ideas, quantum physics, consciousness, spirituality, they all kind of weave together into this incredible tapestry. But there's one thing I'm still grappling with.
Okay.
If our thoughts and actions are so powerful, if we're really shaping reality with our choices,
right,
doesn't that mean we also have the power to create negative outcomes?
That's a great question.
Harmful stuff,
The law of one actually addresses that directly.
Oh, okay.
Ra explains that the universe operates according to the law of free will, meaning all beings have the right to choose their path.
Even if it leads to...
Even if those choices lead to what we might consider negative consequences.
But wouldn't that create just chaos? How can there be any order, any evolution?
Right, if everyone's just doing whatever they want.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the concept of polarity comes in.
Okay.
The law of one suggests that all choices ultimately fall somewhere on a spectrum.
Oh.
Service to self or service to others.
So it's not about good or bad actions.
It's about understanding the motivation behind them.
And how that impacts the overall evolution of consciousness.
Exactly.
So even actions that might seem, bad on the surface,
right,
could actually serve a purpose in the grand scheme of things.
That's right. They provide contrast. They give us challenges that help us refine our own choices.
It's like you're playing the villain, but ultimately helping us grow.
Yeah. I like that analogy.
Become more compassionate and understanding.
Exactly. It's all part of this cosmic dance, the interplay of light and shadow.
That ultimately leads to greater understanding and unity.
That's the idea.
Man, this has been an incredible journey, seriously.
Hasn't it?
We started with quantum physics.
Went deep into the law of one.
Found some amazing connections.
Between these two, seemingly totally different realms.
And it's challenged us to rethink our place in all of this.
Are we just watching the show, or are we writing the script?
That's a good question. Are we passive observers or active participants?
Hmm.
Are we shaping reality with every thought, every feeling, every action?
Big questions.
Big questions indeed.
It really makes you think.
It does.
The journey doesn't stop here, though.
No, it doesn't.
The Law of One is a deep well of wisdom and quantum consciousness, the research, it's always evolving.
Yeah, it's like an ongoing exploration.
It is.
So keep digging, keep asking questions, and never stop shining your light.
Beautifully said.
Until next time, everybody.